Hello, welcome to 30 Minutes. I'm Rick Anthony. How often have you heard somebody say they literally fell into something? An opportunity, a job, something very special. My guest today literally fell into what has become her passion to help other people. Jennifer McDevitt is the founder of the Fabulous Shoe Night, a network of women from all walks, no pun intended, of life who love their shoes and get a special kick out of sharing their passion for giving to other people, for helping causes. A former nurse, then stay-at-home mom for 3 boys, Jennifer began her career quite by accident. She literally fell out while wearing sky-high stiletto, I guess they're called, high heels. She fell out of her shoes and fell into a spectacular idea that she envisions becoming a worldwide movement. Welcome, Jennifer, to 30 Minutes.
Hi.
Delighted to have you here. I guess we came together through our mutual friend, Chris Blackman.
Yes.
Who we met. We were at a meeting someplace, and he told me about the work you were doing. And he asked me at that time whether or not we'd be interested in having you come on and share your story. I didn't know that you fell out of your shoes, and that's how you got started in this thing. But I checked the website. Chris told me a bit more, and it is a very interesting story. When Chris introduced us, I didn't quite understand how this worked. I'm not sure I yet understand quite how it works. But you are establishing chapters that eventually will be coast to coast, border to border, of women who organize functions to raise money for a local charity.
Right.
For a designated charity, I should say.
Right.
Is it as simple as that?
Yes, yes. What I've done, I think, is I've taken the girls' night out, and I know that, you know, we just all love to head out, you know, no husbands or kids, have a couple cocktails, and maybe put on that pair of shoes that we love. And what I've done is I created a model where we hold girls' nights out where everyone wears whatever shoes they feel good in, and I
not necessarily these.
Not necessarily these, because while I think that they look good, boy, I will tell you, they do hurt my feet terribly, and I love them, but no. So the hook, I'll say, is the shoe. So I tell people to wear whatever shoe they feel fabulous in. That, you know, will not mean high heel or high end, because I wear boots and flats and cowboy boots. So yes, yeah.
You know, when I heard the idea, Jennifer, what came to mind was the Red Hat Society.
Right. Yeah.
Which is quite an organization now. They do an awful lot of good for a number of people.
Right.
But is that the same idea?
You know what?
Or similar idea?
I will tell you, I really don't know. I really didn't look into the Red Hat at all. I wanted to create my own concept and have it be pure without any kind of an influence at all.
So why, I mean, you fell out of your shoes, you fell off your heels. Why fabulous shoes?
I think women love shoes.
Why not hats? Why not gloves? Why not purses?
I love shoes. I think that women love shoes. I mean, certainly not all women love shoes. And I like to say that I'm not only about shoes. I really want to help charities as well. And it just seems as though I was able to create a model where we can, like, you know, who of us hasn't bought a pair of shoes maybe to wear to a cousin's wedding? And then they just sit on the shelf. So here's an opportunity to either wear the shoes you just really, really love, or just come as you are and have a girls' night out. Or if you want to network, okay, come and do that as well. But at the same time, we help a local cause.
Suppose I don't have a pair of fabulous shoes.
I'm sure
I've got sneakers. I've got whatever.
Fabulous as well.
So I don't have to have what you guys consider fabulous.
Not at all. I really think that that fabulousness, comes from inside.
Explain to me how it works. How many chapters do you have so far?
We have about 10 now, and there are more coming.
10 in the region, the Philadelphia region?
In the Philly region, we have about 8. We're opening Cherry Hill soon. I have a gigantic chapter in Las Vegas, and we and we just opened a chapter in Denver. Yes.
And how often do they meet?
I have a minimum that our chapter leaders hold 4 events a year, although, you know, many of them do hold more than that.
And on average, how much do they raise in a year, each of them?
You know, it just really depends, because I think that Las Vegas is just very much its
Sure,
own market. So they will probably raise much, much more than, say, our chapter in media does. Yeah.
Give me a bracket. Give me some idea.
We raise anywhere per year for local charities between $5,000 to maybe $15,000 a year.
That's pretty good. And you have fun as well.
And
or they have fun as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned sponsors as well.
Yes. How that works is I really wanted to create something that was very community minded. So what we do is I want to help a local chapter. I want to hold our events at a local restaurant. And then we also invite a business, or plural, to come in and act as a sponsor. So what they do is they write a check that will go straight to the charity.
Is this for women only? Do you discriminate against men?
We do not discriminate. Most of our events are women only. Certain events, and I leave that up to our chapter leaders, as I also leave up to them what kind of charity they choose. But you know, some of our events will have men there as well.
So it's up to the leader of the chapter to designate a charity?
Yes. Yes.
For the year, or maybe
not for the
different
year,
charities
per
for
event.
each event?
Yes, yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I wanted to really give them the choice, because I don't know where their heart tug is.
Yes.
I don't know what is near and dear to their hearts. And I just felt that they would want to hold events for a nonprofit that they wanted to help.
What is there, this is going to sound like a terribly chauvinistic question, but what is there about, I guess what I'm coming at is this. Does this appeal to all women, all ages,
Yes.
all walks of life, as
All
I
walks
said
of
before? And why?
I don't think that all women out there love shoes. I think that there are many, many of us who do. But I think that all people want to help other people. And I really believe in my heart that we need to help those where we live, work, and play. So while you might not, you know, love shoes as much as I do, you might hear that we're having an event to say, help get wigs for women who have cancer and can't afford them. That might be a heart tug to you. So, you know, whether you like shoes or not, that might motivate you to come to our events.
What comes to mind is that it's really an opportunity for people to walk in somebody else's shoes.
Yes.
And I won't even charge you for that line.
Thank you very much.
But seriously, the idea of pick a charity and get to know that charity, and the people who benefit from the charity, and walk in their shoes.
I've always felt that, you know, not everyone can reach into their pockets and write a large check. And I myself, I felt very stymied by the fact that I've always wanted to help charities, but I couldn't write a $10,000 check to feel like I was, you know, really truly helping. But here, when we are gathered together as a group, that's when it works.
You know, what you've done has been especially impressive, because you have no business training. I believe.
No.
You were a nurse, is that correct?
Yes, I was.
You were a nurse, and you came up with this idea and kind of fumbled your way through it.
Fumbled my way through.
And I don't mean that in a disparaging way.
That is very true, though. I really have.
But what have you learned along the way?
What have I learned along the way? I've learned to go with my gut instinct. That has been huge. I will honestly say that when I first started out, I did align myself with people who I don't think had the same interests at heart as I did. I want to help charities. I think that they might have had other motivations, and we did part ways, and it was fine. But I've learned that. I've learned that when I don't trust my gut, that's when I seem to really stumble and fall.
What's the profile of a leader, a chapter leader?
I'll say the majority of our chapter leaders are women like me. We had jobs. We made the choice after having children to stay home. When I was home with our kids, I knew that I was very, very lucky that I had the choice to stay home. But I will tell you, I was really, really bored. And I always knew inside my heart that there was more out there for me. I felt that I wasn't really fulfilling what I was here on earth to do. And I didn't know what that was, but I knew that it was more than being a mom. Then what happened was I lost 2 really good friends to cancer. And it really highlighted for me that life is a gift. And I think that by the very virtue of where we land on the planet, I think that it's really our obligation to help those in need. So I think that our I don't want to use the word typical here, but our typical chapter leader, as I said, is someone like me who made the choice to stay home but still wants to stay involved. And what I've learned, and this has been a real journey for me, is that our chapter leaders will say to me, I was out of the workforce for 10 years, maybe more than that, and I wanted to kind of like tiptoe my way back in. And by being one of our chapter leaders, they were able to make contacts and meet people that would then lead them to a job.
Are you aware of any special consequences as a result of, not other than raising money, which is important, but new relationships,
Happens
ideas, new ventures that might spin out?
Happens all the time. One of the things I really wanted is I wanted Fabulous Shoe Night to be all inclusive. So while we're not a networking group, if you want to come and network, then come. We're not a mommy type group, but if you were like me and you were home all day with kids and just needed a night out to be with your friends and have fun, well then come as well. So what I've seen is, I really do, I try to go to as many local events as I can. And I always try to just maybe take a step back and look. And what I always see is what I call the pink happy glow. And what that is
Pink happy glow?
Pink happy glow. What that is we are women who are here for a purpose. And we know that we're here to help other people. And there are times when that's almost palpable in the air.
I'm sure.
And I see people who are making friends, and I see people who have never been to one of our events who come by themselves because they either love shoes or they love our cause that we're helping that night, and they might meet people who they then became friends with. If you're new to the area, it's a good way to meet people. So, you know, I just love how it's win-win-win.
Do you have outside speakers? Does anyone from the designated charity come in and talk about the work they do?
We do let them do that, and we also let our sponsors as well, but I want to put a cap on it, and here's why. I want Fabulous Shoe Night to be a very mingly event. I don't want us to have to sit and you know what I mean? I think women by nature want to like have our cocktail and just talk. So I really don't you know, want us to have to sit there. Although, you know, as I had said, I do let our charities you know, talk about what they do.
Do you have help running this venture at this point? You're going to need help.
I will need help, yes. Our chapter leaders are, I will say they're like my elves almost. So they have really they see the vision that I have, and they really get it. So they go out there where they live, and they you know put on our events. As far as having help at this point, it's pretty much a one-woman show. So anytime that there's any kind of a problem or anything, yeah, it's me.
Is there at this point a strategy? You have, what did you say, 18 chapters now?
I'm at 10 right now.
10 now.
Yeah.
10 now. Do you now have a business plan that says this year we're going to add, I'm going to make a number, another 8, and those 8 are going to be in these areas because we think they're good areas, they're target areas for the kind of things we do, and the demographics are there in terms of age, affluence, or ability to contribute?
Right. I can't really say that I have anything quite that formal. All of our growth thus far has been very, very
organic.
Organic.
And
And I like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm still learning as well.
Yes.
Like as you pointed out, I don't know business at all. So
Is this a for-profit or a not-for-profit?
this is a for-profit, but we do donate as much as we can to our charities.
I guess whatever you take in covers your expenses
Right,
for
exactly.
the most part.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Do you put, I understand where you are in the development, the evolution of this, but do you take leaders and put them through some kind of orientation or training program to increase the likelihood that she is going to work out?
Absolutely, I do.
You do?
Yes. Now, with every chapter leader I hire, I do train them. And I want to train them myself because we are, at the end of the day, we are a brand. So I do want things to be very, very, brand consistent. I don't want anyone to use our name or our logo or like change it. I mean, I created a brand, so I train everyone, yes.
I asked you earlier whether or not men are welcome.
Yes.
And I think your response was you won't keep them out, but it doesn't sound as if you have too many men participating in any of this.
Here's how it is. Anytime that we do let men come to our events, we do specify that first. And the reason why we do that is I want women to be able to come out to either network or just come for a girls' night out without the fear that there's going to be a cheesy guy there who's gonna hit on them. Because in the past we have had that happen where, you know, a man might see that one of our chapter leaders has created a Facebook event. And they'll say, I'm going, and they might think, you know, to themselves, well, I'll be the only guy there among 80 women. No, I don't think so.
Why not start another group for men? Have you
we
thought about that?
We have. I don't know
Not
yet.
around shoes.
Not around shoes. No, no.
What else? Well, we'll come up with something.
I have plans.
You do have
I have
plans?
big plans, yes.
Okay. Let's talk about you
Okay.
in the remaining time, because I know this is important to you as well. You, as a child, as an adult, had a problem with speech,
Yes.
stuttering.
Stuttering, yeah.
Yeah. And you obviously have overcome, if not the problem, managing and dealing with the problem. And good for you.
Thank you.
I think I know you'd like to say something about that and maybe words of encouragement to other people who are challenged with that.
Sure. Well, you know what? I mean, I think that, as like you had said, as a child, I was much, much worse. And it really is what I have really come to see as an adult is for a person who stutters, you have a very intimate relationship with shame and with mortification. And it can really wreak havoc on your sense of self-esteem.
I'm sure.
And I think in my own life, I've let it hold me back. And now that I'm like way past the age of 40, I think once I hit that age, I just really didn't care anymore what other people thought. So has it been a challenge? I mean, now when I want to get word out, yeah. I think that anyone would be nervous being on
Absolutely.
TV. But I think that we as a group and our chapter leaders are doing very, very important work. And I never want to really silence that. Yeah.
Do you come across many other people who have the same challenge?
I like to say we're everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I think that the stat is about 1% of the population stutters. I will tell you that as an average, we have a higher IQ than the average
There you go.
Average
That's
person
the
does.
compensating gift.
What I thought was a curse has really turned into a gift.
Really?
Absolutely.
How so?
I think when I was a nurse, I think it made me a better nurse. I think it made
More
me
empathetic?
yeah. Oh yeah. I think it made me overall a more caring person because I myself have had a struggle. So I can really identify with people who have other struggles. I think it made me a better mom. Yeah.
What's been the most difficult part of living with it, managing it? Yeah.
I will say that I have my good days and bad days, and you never know when those bad days are going to hit. Everything can be fine, I'm not tired, I'm not under any stress, and I'll just have a bad day, and you don't know why. There are some, tools I use every now and then that help, but when I'm under stress, sometimes it's just gone.
Is stress what triggers it and exacerbates?
Yes.
Is that right?
Sure, yeah.
Anxiety, stress?
Nerves, yes.
So how do you treat that?
How do you treat it?
Biofeedback?
No.
Some other techniques?
I don't do that, no.
Yoga. Yoga solves everything.
I love yoga.
Oh, you do?
I do love it, yes. I actually went to a program called the Hollins Communication Research Institute. It is associated with Hollins College in Virginia. I was there for 2 weeks. We did learn certain tools to use. Do I use them 100% of the time? I do not. I don't because I was always on the milder side,
Yes.
but also because sometimes I just want to talk and I just want to get out what I have to say and not have to think about, now I have to take a breath and
Did creating Fabulous Shoe Night help you to become more self-confident, to become less aware?
What I will say is it has certainly forced me out of my comfort zones, which I think is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I really think that I could have taken the easy way out and just been a mom and just been a stay-at-home mom and just done the mom thing.
No, you say just.
It's a big
That's pretty
thing.
challenging too.
Yes, it is.
Especially these days.
Yes, it is. But I mean, now my kids are getting older, so what would I do?
Yeah.
I did think for a time that I would go back to being a nurse. I loved nursing. But that's a hard job. That's a really hard job. And then I found this, and I fell into it.
Has Fabulous Shoes Night become a family affair? Are your children, your husband, other family members involved in it now?
No, it's mine alone. I'm the only girl. I am the only girl in my household. I have 3 sons. I also have 3 male dogs. So I am the only girl in my house. So I needed to create a girl thing. So it's mine.
I'm beginning to understand this now. So have you had reports from various chapters, from individuals who have attended, participated, that it's the engagement, the participation, the networking, establishing new relationships has had
huge impact. Huge
a
impact.
salutary effect on their physical wellness, their mental and emotional wellness?
Yes. One chapter leader who comes to mind is a woman who first opened up our Las Vegas chapter. And she called me in tears and said, a year ago at this time, I was turning 40. I was wearing yoga pants because nothing else fit me. I was a stay-at-home mom to 2 very young kids, and today I will be on the local news, and she was also put on the cover of a local magazine because she was a Fabulous Shoe Night chapter leader.
No kidding. That's great stories.
Yeah.
and more like them, I guess.
Sure,
Do you
yeah.
collect them?
You know what? I
Just so
probably
you can share them with
I
other
probably
people?
should, but I will tell you that, you know, most days I feel like a one-armed paper hanger.
I'm sure you
I
are.
really do.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe you should take another look at Red Hat Society, if only because it's a very successful model.
Sure. Yeah.
And there are probably some things you could learn from that.
At times I feel like I'm that 2-year-old who stamps their feet and says, I want to do it myself.
Yeah.
I want to create my own model. I want to do it myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you're still going to need some expert help, some assistance.
I'm sure I will. Yeah. Yeah.
You're now getting into an area, if you don't have legal counsel, if you don't have an accountant, you're going to...
I do.
Good, good, good.
Oh, yes. Well, you know what? My husband is a lawyer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which is helpful, but one of the first things he said was you need to hire a competent accountant, and he was right.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and the insurance coverages you need, et cetera.
Right.
What liability do your leaders have, if any?
Well, we are an LLC, and while I'm not a lawyer, I'm just married to one.
Yeah, that's your first line of protection.
Yeah.
But are they protected as well? I don't want to get too deep into that.
Please don't, because I don't think I'm going to know how to answer it, to be honest with you.
Okay, so here we are, 2016, right? By 2018, what will this look like?
I'm hoping...
And what will the organization look like?
Okay. I'm hoping by that time, because I've hired a wonderful publicist, because now I feel comfortable enough that I have a really good working model that's also a reproducible model.
Yes.
That we can open multiple chapters throughout the country. I really don't see any reason why we cannot go worldwide. I feel like that there are women who not only love shoes, because as I've said, it's just not about only the shoes.
It's a shtick.
It's to help others.
Sure.
And I think that, I think there's such a need out there. And I feel like our culture or our collective unconscious is really starting to move more toward, we have to help other people.
Yes. Do you have a board? Or a board of advisors?
I have a very informal board of a few people that I trust. I have had some people come in and out that I've learned that I could not trust. I'm learning.
Yeah. I should have actually called you an entrepreneur.
Right?
Because you are.
Sure, yes.
And put you on the show, The Entrepreneurs Network. But that's okay. It's still a great story. One that is just beginning.
Yes, it is.
Who knows what it can turn into? Because as you will find as you go through this journey, there's so many other opportunities that will begin to open up, and your challenge is going to be staying focused, staying laser focused on what your goal is. And if your goal is to create a movement, change the world, one shoe at a time, one chapter at a time. That takes time. It takes money as well.
Yeah, it does.
So you're going to be confronted with all of the other issues that an early stage venture has.
I will tell you, Rick, that it has been a wild ride. It really has been. And when I say I have been pushed out of my comfort zones, I really, truly have been.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing good work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
My guest today has been Jennifer McDevitt, who fell off her shoes, and stumbled into an opportunity that is engaging, I guess, hundreds of women now in this region and beyond. You'll be hearing more about the fabulous Shoes Night. Until next time, this is 30 Minutes. I am Rick Anthony. Take very good care of yourselves.